Record on computer. All right, we are recording. Let me pull up the text. All right, I'm going to take a pause and then we'll start.
Sounds good.
Hello and welcome to The Rebel Speaker. I'm Dr. Michelle Mazur. And you know that I talk about making money with speaking in two different ways. There's paid speaking and then there's client attraction speeches. And client attraction speeches has nothing to do with selling from the stage. Instead, you create a speech that's aligned with your business, you do a bang-up job delivering it, and then you offer something completely free so that people give you their email addresses. And I know one thing that you guys struggle with afterwards is like, great, I've got their email. Now what do I do? And this is where our guest expert, Maggie Patterson, comes in today. So Maggie is a communication strategist and chief marketing officer at Scoop Industries with 15 years of experience, 11 of which as a self-employed consultant. That's impressive. Maggie has spent her entire career working in client-facing roles in marketing and as a copywriter. Today, she works with service-based business owners to help them implement smart strategies for business growth, including today's topic, funnels. And if you don't know what a funnel is, don't let the word scare you off. She's also the co-host of the Inside Scoop podcast. And I just want to say that if you are a service-based business owner listening to this podcast, subscribe to the Inside Scoop because Maggie and her co-host Brittany know all the ins and outs of running a service-based business, and she will help you grow your business. And finally, she's a master level content marketer as awarded by Copy Blogger, and her work has been widely published by leading websites including Virgin and Fast Company and many more. So welcome, Maggie.
I always feel so fancy after my bio. It's like, yeah, it's just me.
Well, you are fancy.
Apparently, I am very fancy. But thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk about funnels.
Yes, because that is something where my clients get stuck. They're like, okay, I have this client attraction speech. I'm offering up some kind of lead magnet or a consult where I get their email, and then they don't know what to do. And I always turn to you when I'm thinking about how to nurture relationships so that they become clients. So let's start with, what's a funnel?
Okay, so let's just demystify this right now. I'm sure if any of you, especially if you work in the online world or you even read anything in marketing, they talk a lot about the funnel. The funnel is it's a nomenclature that I think confuses a lot of people. Essentially, it's a sequence of steps, whether that be by email or something else, to get people from point A to point B. And the idea is that every step of the way, you're narrowing the field. You're getting people closer to raising their hand and saying, yes, please let me work with you. I want to buy your thing, whatever the case is. So don't let the idea of the funnel scare you. The reason it's called a funnel is because it does this, right? And if you're just listening on audio, I just did like a V with my hands. It does that funnel shape. Same way if you're funneling, oil into a jar or whatever the case is. So think of it as it's a series of steps to get people to make a decision every step of the way. So if you're talking about it from an email point of view, we might be selling in that funnel. We might be onboarding in that funnel. And most of all, if you're doing a client attraction speech, you want to move them from interest to raising their hand and wanting to work with you, or, really taking that next step with you. And you're not just going to do that with one email that says, hey, buy my thing.
Hey, you should work with me. You love my speech. Now love working with me. Yeah. So, and it sounds like it's really about building a relationship with the other person.
Yeah, completely. So you know how we talk about in marketing, I'm sure this is not new to anyone. We talk about the know, like, and trust factor. Mm-hmm. Essentially with an email funnel that you were going to set up, you want to bring people through getting to know you and your service and what you have to offer, getting to like you, because we do business with people we like. We don't do business with people we don't like. In fact, anytime I've done business with people I don't like, it didn't end well.
So don't do that.
And then we go on to trust them. So, trust is that last component before they're going to say yes. They need to know that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. You can deliver the results you've been talking about and everything else. So really think about as if you're going to plan out those emails, how do you go from know, like, trust before you make the offer, before you come in and go, hey, by the way, I can help you think. Because by the time you get around to making the offer, you want them to have already decided yes or no. You don't want them feeling wishy-washy.
Okay. So with speakers, it sounds like there's a ton of different types of funnels that we could possibly implement. But if you're doing a client attraction speech, what type of funnels do the speakers need?
So I really see two types of funnels. Number one, let's say you're doing a lot of speaking and you're at the point where you aren't necessarily taking a lot of extra clients right now, or you don't have that specific thing you're offering. There's no real need there, but you're doing it more for visibility. So you're probably going to set up what's called a nurture funnel. Because what people tend to do is they'll sign up for your email list, and that's when they're most excited. They just saw you on stage. They are ready to learn more and get to know you. They've essentially said, yes, please send me more information. They've given you their coveted email address. So what you want to be able to do is essentially build that relationship with them. Let them get to know you. Let them get situated. So many times what we'll do is we'll have them sign up. They get one email that says, thanks for joining my list. And then they just get thrown, maybe if you have a newsletter, thrown into the newsletter list. And it's like Lord of the Flies over there because they don't know what's going on. We ease them into it. Think of it as, I always say it's like college. You don't just show up on campus and they're like, go. They have an orientation week. They have a frosh week. They have something to get you prepared. That's what your nurture funnel should really be doing. Now, let's say you already have that offer. The other type of funnel is kind of a hybrid funnel. It's a combination between a nurture funnel and a sales funnel. So you're basically going to take those two and put them together. You're going to nurture, get them to know, like, and trust, and then you're going to start selling on the back end.
Awesome. And actually that leads me to my next question. And since I'm the host of the show, I get some free coaching. So let's say I have a speech where I offer a freebie that is completely aligned with the speech. It takes people deeper into that. So I've just given the speech. People loved me. They were super excited. They signed up in droves to get the freebie, my little lead magnet. How should I best follow up with them? How would you coach me through writing some emails so that I keep them engaged and turn them into clients?
Okay, so the one point of disconnection that commonly happens is you'll do the speech, you'll have that lead magnet, and then the thread doesn't follow through. The same way you're going to create that cohesive start to finish story or that loop in a speech, you want to create that same kind of loop in your emails. So you want to make sure that that next thing in the funnel continues with that narrative. It's basically a plot or a storyline that you want to keep doing. Instead of just kind of like switching gears and throwing them over to this nurture funnel, which isn't really connected. So if your lead magnet is, let's say, on, I don't know, pick a topic, any topic.
Your unfair speaking advantage, since that's one of mine.
Your unfair speaking advantage, then the content following that should be related to your unfair speaking advantage. Talking about things like how, why this is important, why this matters, what you need to know to get started, really giving them the tools to be successful so they can really picture themselves taking that next step. So many times of the funnel too will be like, here's all my blog posts, good luck. You want them to feel like, yes, they've taken me by the hand, they're going to take me to this next step, so that they're really, really clear on what should happen next. So, providing great content is important, but you want to make sure that that storyline remains intact from start to finish. And if point A in your funnel is being on stage, then it's a lead magnet, then it's all the emails. Make sure that same thread goes through everything.
Yeah, so if I'm talking about the unfair speaking advantage on stage, then that's my my lead magnet, and then I need to continue talking about it through the emails that I send, and then that naturally leads to my offer.
Yeah, and one thing with that is people often fear repetition. Mm-hmm. Repetition in your marketing is reinforcement. Not everyone reads every single thing you put out, and that dedicated few that do, they love everything you say, so you can say it again.
And it's funny because I also get the question from speakers like, well, if I have a signature talk and somebody has heard it before, like, isn't that bad if they're in my audience again? And I was like, no, because they're probably going to remember one or two, if you're lucky, things that you said during that talk. They're not going to remember the entire talk. So yes, you can give it again, and it's always a good reminder, or they get something else out of it. So yeah, repetition is good.
And it just keeps it simpler for you. Like, you don't have to be over the top. You've got the storyline, just follow it through. Help them get to that next stage of where you want them to be.
Yeah. Awesome. So I know one thing that people are probably thinking, we're talking about email and email marketing, and they're thinking, okay, this sounds great. I could write some emails that go along with the speech that nurtures them into the offer, but how do I deliver that? Like, so let's talk tech. If I am not at all tech savvy, what do you recommend to set up this type of nurturing / sales funnel?
So like, I can't even be technology agnostic for this answer. If you are not super tech savvy, the easiest thing you can use is ConvertKit. It's an email marketing platform. It's extremely affordable depending on how many contacts you have. And most of all, it's easy to understand. It is set up to manage this type of thing. And it provides a level of functionality that providers like MailChimp just don't do at a relatively low price point. And it also provides the kind of stripped down features that you need without getting into an Infusionsoft or an Entreport or HubSpot or something much bigger.
Yeah, I use ConvertKit for my email marketing, and I trained my VA how to use it in 20 minutes. Like, we hopped on Skype, I showed her my screen, I took her through it, but it is set up so that you can, after your speech, the first thing you want to do is deliver your lead magnet, because what really ticks me off is then a speaker takes my email address and then doesn't deliver the lead magnet. So you want to enter them into your email marketing or your service, or ConvertKit, and then you put them into the sequence which delivers all of these emails automatically. Like, once you set it up, you never have to think about it again. So,
I'm fairly technical. I mean, I come from working in the tech industry, but I had never been in ConvertKit. I got in there and set something up for a client, no problem. And then just had my business partner, who's the tech guru, go through and be like, yeah, you're totally good. It's literally that easy that you could go in blind. Yeah. Or there's lots of people you can hire to help you too with ConvertKit. It's true. Not like you're going to be stuck out in the streets going, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. And we'll link you up to ConvertKit in the show notes here, but it is definitely worth checking out, because you have to have a way to take people from being audience members who are crazy in love with you to people who want to work with you. And setting up that nurture funnel is the best way to do that. And ConvertKit takes all the tech work out of it. So Maggie, where can we find you online?
So the best places to find me online are, if you're a podcast listener, you can find the Inside Scoop podcast. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, soon to be on some others. I'm not really up on that. The CMO doesn't know where a podcast is. The talent is what I always say. Hi, I'm the ideas person. You could also find us at scoopindustries.com. And if you really are keen to get started with funnels, we do have a very streamlined course. Michelle has taken it, called Funnel School, and you can find that at insidescoopacademy.com/funnel-school. I know, it just rolls off the tongue. I'm sure it'll be in the show notes.
Yes, it will. And Funnel School, it was amazing. It really helped me get my own funnels into place for my business. So thank you so much, Maggie, for being on the show. You gave us some actionable insights that people can start applying right now. Yes.
Well, thank you for having me. I love talking about funnels. I'm so nerdy.
Yes, for rebel nerds. All right.